സാർ ഓഡിബിൾ ആണല്ലോ അല്ലേ? കുഴപ്പമില്ലല്ലോ.
അല്ലേ? കുഴപ്പമില്ല.
Is coming.
Okay. Okay. Deepak sir.
നാഷണലിനൊക്കെ ആള് കയറി തുടങ്ങി.
Okay. Okay.
നാഷണൽ
സാർ എത്തിയോ?
സൈത്ത വേണു സാർ ഓക്കെ അല്ലേ?
Yeah.
Sir.
Sir is here. Deepak sir. Deepak
Hello.
sir.
വേണുവിന്റെ ഓഡിയോ മ്യൂട്ട് ആണല്ലോ.
ഞാൻ മ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്തു. ആ കുഴപ്പം. അല്ല, അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്തു.
ഹലോ.
Yeah, audible. Deepak sir.
Yes.
Audible na?
Yes, audible.
Okay.
To you?
Yeah. Clear. Sharp.
Hi Venu, how are you?
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah. So, shall we begin, sir?
Sharp 11:30 we can start,
We'll
sir.
start at 11:30, yeah?
11:30, yeah. The joining time is 11:30.
Family, sir.
All well. How are you? How is everything over there?
Yeah, it is okay. It is
Fine,
okay as of
fine.
now. Yeah.
Need to be taking care. Everybody.
Yeah. Yes. So what's the situation in Gujarat?
Cases are adding on daily basis, and even in our district, since the day before yesterday, we have now around 4 cases and 3 are tested. The results are expected in a day or two.
I see.
Yes.
Here our graph is going down.
Yeah, Kerala is improving.
Yeah.
That's a good part. Very well controlled, actually.
Yes.
Yes.
Deepak sir, did you want to share the slide? Just check.
I will add that.
Just
share
check.
Screen.
Okay. Yeah. Done. Okay. No, turn it off, sir. We can start the slide after inauguration ceremony. Okay.
Okay, as you wish.
Okay. Everything is right. No problem.
Hi Ankushi, how are you?
Sir, I'm all well. How are you?
All well. Very fine.
Yeah.
Nice to see you here.
Yeah, sir. It's my pleasure to be here.
Deepak sir, you are opting microphone or chat box? Which one is preferable?
Microphone is better.
Mic is better, na?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think whenever there are questions put up, chat box would be better.
Okay, that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, because everybody, if they will speak together, then it would be difficult
Yeah,
for
yeah.
us to be listening.
After the training, I will enable the microphone to all. Okay.
Done.
It's around 11:30 now. Shall we start, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Welcome and good evening all. Online training number 13, JCI Tamarassery Town, hereby call to order. I am inviting our IPP and zone officer, JC Jobin John, for the welcome speech. Jobin, sir. Good evening.
Okay, thank you, President. It is the 13th training of webinar series by JC Tamarassery Town. Today we have a special person as the faculty. Let me welcome the most charismatic past national president of JCI India, Deepak Ji, for the webinar hosted by JCI Tamarassery Town. We have the centenary ZP, past zone president JCI PP Venuji as the inaugurator. Welcome, sir, to the webinar. Let me also welcome the national and zone officials, past leaders, JCI members for today's webinar. Thank you. JCI be better. Over to President.
Thank you, Jobin Ji. I am inviting our chief guest, JCI PPP Venugopal sir, to inaugurate this ceremony training program. And after that, please address the gathering also.
Yes.
Venu, sir.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Sajid. With respect to past national president JCI Deepak Nahar sir, loan president JC Sajid, IPP JC Jobin, and other past and present zone officers and dear members. First of all, I take this opportunity to thank the president and members of the JC Tamarassery Town for entrusting on me the duty of inaugurating this webinar training. It is indeed a matter of pride and privilege to be doing this honor today. Why this is so special? Yes, because of the faculty itself. Today, JC Deepak Nahar sir, my IPNP in 2015. In 2015, the head table of our NGB was so power packed. JC Subramanian sir was my NP, and Deepak sir, our IPNP. We are blessed to have these two leaders who guided us throughout in 2014 and 2015. We always say the right man for the right job. But today's training topic, be a better leader, is an apt topic to be taken by an apt person, JC Deepak sir, as he is the one leader who has always taught us how to become better leaders. Thank you, Deepak sir, for all the inputs you have given us for all these years, and I hope you will keep giving us and guiding us in the years to come. Deepak sir, now as Subbu sir would always say, now let's get down to business. Sir, with your permission, I officially inaugurate today's webinar training. Thank you, JC Tamarcheri, once again for the opportunity. And always remember, stay at home, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanu sir.
Thank
And
you.
now I am introducing our today's trainer, JCI Senator Deepak Nigar sir. He's a successful businessman and joined in JCI in the year of 2000. After that, he become Executive Vice President of JCI India 2013 and National President of JCI India in the year of 2014. Moreover, that he is a better trainer also, and he is a pilot faculty of OTS, PA, NCT, LORDS, SWORDS, CAPP, etc. Several trainings are conducted as a pilot faculty. Welcome, Deepak sir, and I am handing over the floor to Deepak sir for the wonderful training session.
Thank you very much, Sajid. I'm really pleased to be with you all from Kerala, and of course, quite a few people are from across India, sharing this session on being better leader, be better leader with all of you. I thank Anup and Deepesh, ZP Deepesh, for inviting me to be the part of this training program. Webinar, I would say. It's not a training program, but a webinar. Just to inform all of you, we'll be having a talk of around an hour or so. Beyond that, I will be taking questions. So I would be more interested in Q&A rather than giving a one-way training. So if at all during the sessions you have any questions, please jot them down. You can put it in the chat box as well, and we'll surely look forward to answering most of them so that it becomes an interactive session and you all can get the answers to what questions you have in your mind. Having said this, I will be just sharing the first screen.
Okay, sir.
Is this seen?
Yeah, done. Ready.
Now, leadership has always been a great topic. It has been so many training programs, even on YouTube, or you will be getting so many messages daily. How can a person be a better leader? So there are so many qualities here, but we are not going to get into all those qualities. If you just look into this chart, there would be, say, around 40 qualities of a leader. Being brilliant or nurturing, loyalty, he should be honest, he should be flexible, he should be strong, proud, thoughtful, unique, honest, sensual, grateful, connected, he should be open, he should be deserving, he should be appreciating, he should be clever, he should be creative. So there are n number of qualities that a leader can possess. And all these qualities put together, we're not going to get into or dwell into all these qualities together, but we'll be sharing a few thoughts and the keys which will lead us to being better leader. Now, the first and foremost thing that I always believe for being a better leader is one should be a better human being. If you are a better human being, if you are a good human being, if you are human, then that gives you a qualification, the first step, a stepping stone towards being a better leader. If we just move forward, John Adams, the 6th US president, had said this, we have gone through in many of the training programs, that if your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and to become more, then you are a leader. That gives us the first path that a leader should be inspiring. I would just put, what do you see in this picture? A matchstick. A matchstick is one which has fire, but it can give fire to paper, it can give fire to wood, it can give fire to so many other things. Do you think that those things would have fired without the matchstick? a matchstick is like a leader, I would say, because it helps others to fire. There is a fire in leader, and it helps others as well to get into those fire mode. Now, this is the basic quality, I would say, of a leader, that it can inspire others to do more, to become more. Now, the paper in itself had those quality, it already had that fire in it, but on its own, it will not fire. The wood has the quality of enlightening itself, but it needs somebody to help them so that that ignition is there, that pressure is there, that thrust is there. Even anything you would say, even a plastic, if it needs to burn, it needs a matchstick, it needs a lighter, it needs an external fire. Now, leader is an external fire which can put others into the fire mode. If you get into that leadership mode, if you can help others to think more, if you can help others to be creative, then that's the first and basic idea of being a very good leader. A matchstick can ignite others to propel into the potential. The potential is already there within other individuals. Now, if that potential is something that you can ignite, then you are a better leader. Just think of Hanumanji. We all have seen Ramayana. He could jump through Kanyakumari to Lanka, but he did not know. It required an external factor to tell him, to remind him that there is a fire in him, there is the potential within him, so that he can jump and reach Lanka even without the bridge being formed. And that is how he could reach. Every leader has this quality that it can read those potential into other people and ignite that potential so that those individuals from a sleeping stage, they can be awakened, they can be pressured, and they can be forced, and they can be even get into a self-motivated mode so that they become better individuals or more creative individuals. Now, this is something very basic to being a better leader. What do you see in this picture? You can just put in your answers in the chat box. Friends, are you listening? Yeah, I got the first answer. Ankush, thank you. Here is Alexander in the 3rd century before Christ. At a very tender age of 19 years, he became the king. We all know him as one of the greatest emperors. At a very tender age of 21, he could win over Macedonia. You just look into this empire. From Macedonia, he could pass on to Persia. He win Persia. He could go on to win Egypt. Alexandria was his capital then. And moving further, he was coming towards India, where he fought a war for 2 years with his army, with King Porus. Now, Ankush would be very much pleased that it's very much near to you, the Porus and Alexander's war that took place, the fight that took place, and it went on for 2 years. And they were staying at this border of India. When they were staying at the border of India, the best thing that had happened is his army came to know that there are some Naga Babas over there. There are some sages, the renounced people over there, very knowledgeable. So Alexander thought that why not interact with them? So he invited them. And after inviting them, he told that you get your leader, you get the best person, the most knowledgeable among you all Naga Babas. So all the Naga Babas went and brought their leader over there, that here is an emperor who is wanting to talk to you. He wants to talk to you on knowledge because he came to know that you are very much knowledgeable. And what happened is Alexander put across this Naga Baba a few questions. He told that I'm giving you neck riddles. What are neck riddles? Neck riddles, if you answer a right thing, if you answer to the question and your answer is right, then you go on to the next question. But if you are wrong, what happens? If you are wrong, then your neck would be separated from your body. Your head will be separated from your body. So you are killed. Naga Baba said, okay, I am renounced. And if you want to do this, I don't have any choice. I will answer you. So he went on to ask the first question. Here is the Naga Baba. So the first question he's putting it on. What is more in numerous? What is more in number? The living or the dead? Now here comes the answer. The Naga Baba said, if anybody of us is questioned, then we will all be saying that it is the dead which are more, because they have been dying for so many years. But here this Naga Baba said that no, the living are the more. If you want to count, only the living can be counted. The dead doesn't matter. For the dead no longer exist, and that does what doesn't exist, you cannot count. So the living is more. As a leader, you need to be putting life into every individual. And if you are putting life, then you are a better leader. You cannot allow people to die, becoming hopeless, because if that happens, then you are not counted. If you want to be counted, then you need to be living. That only the living can be counted. So said Alexander, okay, fine, I agree with you. What is the next question? The next question is, what is more powerful, life or death? Now, if all of us say that death is inevitable, that death is the most powerful, this is what we all will be considering. But here this Naga Baba has different ideas. He said, life is more powerful. So the Alexander was really surprised and said, how? You should explain this. So he told that death cannot bear pain. Only life can bear pain. Those who are afraid of pain, they will commit suicide. Those who have life and those who can bear pain can only sustain and live more and go beyond. So more powerful are the ones who are living. More powerful is life, because life can bear pain and it can overcome pain. You can find solutions to these problems. If you are afraid of problems and running away of the problem, then you are not powerful. So the leader has to be instilling life into people. He should not be afraid of problems, and he has to ensure that the team is also motivated, that they are also not running away from problems. A leader is always instilling life into people. Next question, what is more? Alexander asked this Naga Baba, what is more, the land or the sea? And we all know, we have all read geography, that 2/3 of the sea is all water. 2/3 of the earth is all water, it's all sea. But this Naga Baba said the land is more. Now this was surprising. And he took out his sword. The Alexander, he took out his sword and told that I'm going to kill you. But this Naga Baba said that I have an explanation. Alexander said, okay, go ahead, please explain. And here comes the answer. He told that this sea, the water in this sea is also lying on land. If you go beyond, if you go beneath, then there is land. So it's all land, and here water is also lying on land. As a leader, you always need to be footed to ground. No matter how powerful you become, no matter what heights you are growing, but you always need to be footed on the ground. If you are doing so, then you become a better leader. People will have faith in you. Alexander was surprised. Yes, he agreed that yes, all the water is also lying on land, and you are right. So this again leads to the next question. Who is the most cunning animal on this earth? And Naga Baba says, the one before me. The one who is in front of me is the most cunning animal. Alexander said, how? You explain. So he said that you are giving me neck riddles. If I answer correct, you are giving me next question. So my death is inevitable. You are going to make me die. Wherever you find a wrong question, wrong answer, you are going to ensure that I am killed. What can be more cunning than this? Alexander said, yes, you are right. I agree. Leaders have to be ruthless. They have to ensure that they are fearless. They have to ensure that they are not with their ego. They have to keep their ego at the lowest ebb. If they keep their ego at the lowest ebb, people can approach them and people will be able to connect with you. So now he agrees and he puts in the next question. What comes first, day or night? And the Naga Baba says, what does the Naga Baba say? He says, the day by half the night. So Alexander is surprised and said, what is the kind of answer is this? He said, this is a wrong question. If this is a wrong question, it's going to get a wrong answer. Alexander said, yes, okay. But we need to be very clear. We need to be very the leader has to be always with clarity of thoughts. He should not be posing wrong questions or wrong things to the suburbs. If you are doing it to his people, wrong questions, he will get wrong answers. So a leader should be very clear in his thoughts, what he wants to convey, what is the purpose. If those things are conveyed very properly to all his subjects, then they will be very clear with what ideas they need to have. So a clarity of thought is a must. Without that, there will always be problems. How can a man be most loved? Now, next question, all these Greek gods, Greek kings, they all wanted to be loved the most. So the next question that Alexander is asking is how to be loved most. He thought that this Nagababa has answers to all the questions. I think he will have an answer to this question as well. So the Nagababa says, if you want to be the loved the most, you need to be the most powerful person on this earth. You need to be the most powerful person on the earth. But at the same time, you need to be the least fearful person on this earth. This is the best quality of a leader, that he becomes powerful, but he is least fearful. He should not be making people afraid of him because of his power. A leader, when he goes to greater heights, his power keeps on increasing. And when his power keeps on increasing, the subjects, the people, his team members, they will feel afraid of this leader. Now, if you want to be loved the most, a leader should be loved. He should be loved the most. And what has he to do? He should not be fearful. People should be able to approach him easily. He should be approachable to the person. If he is approachable, people will not fear him. Then they can come with problems. They can sit together, discuss, and find solutions. They should be able to discuss. He should be open to ideas. He should be open for brainstorming. He should not be one way. If that happens, you can be a better leader. So how can a man be most loved? He can be most loved by being the most powerful person, yet the least fearful. If that happens, then you are a better leader. The next question, all these Greek emperors, the Greek kings, they all wanted to be God. They wanted to be immortals. All leaders want to be immortal. They want to be remembered always. So he asked this Nagababa, he thought that this Nagababa might be having the idea how he can become God. So he asked this Nagababa, how can a man become God? Because he wanted to become God. And the Nagababa replies, there is a solution to becoming a God. If anybody wants to become God, they can become God. Every leader, a better leader also wants to become a God. If that happens, what it is that can make you God? So this Nagababa replies that you do something that no man has ever done, you become God. You do something that no man has ever done before, then you become God. Alexander thinks, yes, you are right. If no man on this earth has done something, if I can do that something, then I can be remembered as God. But then he asked this Nagababa, because it keeps on thinking what it is that I can be doing something that no man has ever done before. So he asked this Nagababa again, what it is that something that I can do that no man has ever done before, so that I can become God. Nagababa smiles. He says, be God. Alexander doesn't understand. So he says, explain. You say that be God, but for becoming God, I need to do something that no man has ever done. Then it's a circular question. How can I get an answer to this? So Nagababa says it's not possible. You cannot be God. You be human, and that's more than enough for being the best person on this earth. If you are human, if you have those human qualities, if you have those values, those principles imbibed in you, then you can be always remembered as the best person on this earth. You can be a great leader, a motivator. So being human is the prerequisite. It's the most essential thing to be a better leader. Alexander was really surprised. He did not use his sword. He allowed this Nagababa to live. And he was really aplomb, surprised with the knowledge and the learnings that this Nagababa had. The renounced person, he has nothing for as his belongings, but still he has the knowledge of this earth. And that propelled Alexander, the story goes further, that propelled Alexander that this is a country where I cannot conquer because they are all their own person. They are all king to themselves. How can I be an emperor to them? So he had the treaty and then he went back. He never ruled India. But from these questions, we understand the basic qualities of becoming a god, becoming a better leader. And these qualities, if imbibed in each individual, then each individual can be a better leader. Now, there is a basic difference between a leader and boss. We have had many of those questions and answers and many of discussions. What is the basic difference between a leader and a boss? Now, if we just look into a leader will always be an inspiring person. Boss will give a target. You need to do this. Boss will give payments. And because he is giving payment, his subjects or his employees are working for him. But leader will inspire people. He inspires, and that's the reason people get motivated. They are inspired with the purpose. Then they will work for him. So every leader can be a capable boss. Every leader can be a capable boss. But not every boss can be great leaders. Because with bossism, you can always tell people to do something. You can ask themselves, you can compel themselves to do, but it will not be with their heart. The subjects, your team members, they will not be working with their heart. It is only because of compulsion. It is only because they have some money involved in it. It is only because they have their salary involved in it that they will be working for a boss. But if you want people to work for you, you need to be better leaders. The basic quality that we talked earlier, it's being good human. We'll be ending with 4 qualities, basic qualities of leaders. But here it's just a basic difference between a boss and a leader. A boss would say blindly to follow. He blindly drives. He just gives a target and says that you do this. Why, what, no matter what. It's because I want, because I say you do it. But the boss, but the leader, he will be encouraged us to do the same work, and he will inspire, he will guide, so that the team members enjoy with them to work. He learns with them and they all grow. They see a potential to growth. And if that happens, then the team members are really working with you as a team. People will always look for people, for persons, for great leaders who can lead them, who can show the right path, especially in times of crisis. Because when there is crisis, people all go into their cocoons. They don't come out. At present, there is a crisis. This is Corona. But here in these times, to whom do we look for leadership? To whom do we follow? We follow those people who have always been thinking of people all around. If we think of Narendra Modi ji today, we see him as a great leader. Why? Because at this juncture, he says, go out to the balconies, go out on your doors and ring bells or ring a thali, and people do it. They know that they are doing it for the leader. It's not just for leader, but it's for all the people around. So the purpose becomes much more important than just the target. When the purpose is very clear, people will follow you. And that is the basic idea of becoming a better leader. The advices and the counsel is much appreciated of a great leader. Why there are so many appreciative messages going on around? He says that go out and ring a bell, people do it. He says, go light a lamp, and people do it because they know here, this is the best thing that we can do, because this is a motivation that all of us are together. It just goes about a message to the team that we are all one, we are all together. That oneness message should be going together, because he inspires, he touches the heart and touches the brain and touches the soul of every person. That is what the best leaders can be doing. Now, what do you see on the screen? A man landed on the moon, and this reminds of a story which is really very old. It has been going around for so many years. Together, we have all been listening to this story. It was in the year 1961. John F. Kennedy was visiting his NASA, and he asked questions to the janitor. What are you doing? He was sweeping there. He was mopping there. And he asked, what are you doing? And he says, I'm helping put a man on the moon. Now, the smallest person on his team is very clear what the purpose of his work is, what he wants. So the clarity of thought has to go from the top to the bottom. If that happens, if the purpose is very clear, then people will be working together with you. And of course, the same way you see down here, this is St. Paul's Cathedral. And in 1666, Christopher Wren had built this along with his team members. Actually, he had just rebuilt it, we would say, in 66. But when he went around, he had these 3 questions. This is also going around. This is a story many of you would have heard also. He had put 3 questions to 3 different people. The same question to 3 different people, and he got different answers from them. He asked, "What are you doing?" to a sculptor who was sculpting there, a stone who was being sculpted by a person. He asked, "What are you doing?" And this person, he said that, "I'm cutting a piece of stone." He goes to the next person and he asks, he's also doing the same thing. And that second person says that, "I am working to earn 5 shillings and 2 pence a day." The purpose is different. And he asked the third person, "What are you doing?" "I am helping build a cathedral to Mr. Christopher Wren." Now here again, all the 3 people are working, doing the same work. One is doing it for the boss, one is doing it for a leader. Now here comes the difference. The purpose has been clear. When the purpose becomes clear, the thought, the clarity of purpose is going down the line to the last person on your team, then their efforts and their work and the results are going to be quite different. And that happens only when you can touch the hearts of people. Having said this, I would just say that there are 3 key things that a leader would be very clear with. One is the vision. Vision of putting a man on moon, vision on creating or rebuilding the St. Paul's Cathedral. That vision has to be very clearly going down to every single person. The second is plan. How are we going to do? A leader should always have clarity of thought. Once the vision is clear and the plan is clear, he has to put his team into action. Without a vision, only a plan and action will not work. Without a plan, vision and action will not work, because it may not lead to the right place. And vision and plan without any action, it's not going to lead to the destination. So if you want all 3 to happen together, if you want to reach the destination, if you want your team to reach the destination, if you want your team to be motivated to work for a common goal, the leader has to ensure that he has a clear-cut vision, he has a very clear written down plan, and the actions and the work together. If all these things are happening together, then you are going to a very clear path of success. Now, successful leaders and better leaders are always doing these key things. There are 4 L's. I always say that there are 4 L's and that fuels a better leader. A leader will have 4 L's, which are the basic qualities, I would say, of leadership. The first one, he is a very good learner. Every day, every single day, is there something for us to learn. If we are not learning today, if we are not updating today, then we are outdated. A leader is always updated. We need to think of, in the past, if we go, Nokia was doing one of the best mobiles. Nokia was working. This came the smartphone. Nokia did not turn to the smartphones. The Samsung and Apple, they came and they beat them. Nokia was market leader at that time, but they could not sustain. They could not change with time. Same goes for typewriter. It was beaten by the computer. Same goes for many other things. Many other things that we have been using in the past, we are not using it in the current. If we look into our mobile, every single day, there are certain apps which are updating themselves, and we need to update them. If we want to be a better leader, the best quality is we need to learn every day. We need to be keeping ourselves updated with what's going on across, and we need to be updated with the latest of the things. Because if we don't get ourselves updated every single day, then we are getting outdated. We are getting old-dated, and people will not come to us if we are not a great learner. So you should be a great learner. If you are learning every day, if you are keeping yourself updated, then you can know what's happening around, what's happening across. So every single day, be a better learner, learn every day, and that gives you a path to becoming a better leader. Living in the current, because if we don't live in current, if we don't live in the current changing situations, if we are not ready to change ourselves, if we are always going to be in a comfort zone, then we will never become better people. Because again, here comes the same thing, that if we are not updating, then we are getting ourselves in the old times. Age is always a number. Every day we are getting older, but are we getting newer every day? Are we rejuvenating every day? Are we refreshing ourselves every day? Are we reinventing ourselves every day? If that happens, then that's stepping stone to becoming a better leader. So learn every day. This 21 days of lockdown period has given us the best time to look into ourselves. What are our shortcomings as individuals, as persons, as leaders? So if we look into those shortcomings, we never get time otherwise. In this very hectic journey of our life, we have forgotten to look within. And unless and until we start looking within, we look inside, we will never know our shortcomings. So if we want to know our shortcomings, we need to look within and find our shortcomings and try to find a way to learn so that those shortcomings are neglected, or we overcome our shortcomings. So getting over our shortcomings is the basic thing that we need to be doing every single day. And this 21 days of lockdown period has given us the best time. Just look at JCI India. We could have easily gone into our cocoons. This 21 days, there is lockdown. Our national president or the ND training could have just left things as it is. JCI India could have done nothing, and still nobody would have questioned, because this is a lockdown period. What can I do? But here was a leader who got an idea from one of his subjects, from one of the persons. They worked as a team and ensured that we find a solution to this, and they come out with a better way of reaching out to people. As one of the WhatsApp messages from PNP Ramesh Bhattacharya, we have reached around 150,000 plus people in this last 10 days through our webinars and business seminars. Now, this is a tremendous achievement. This is looking within ourselves, finding what is the shortcomings, what best and how best can we do so that this time can be utilized in the best possible way. And we came out with a better work. Even if in open position, we might not have done what we are doing right now. These webinars are connecting us. Without traveling, we are touching so many lives. This is something that a leader can do. A change, we are ready for change. Whenever we are ready for change, it will give hope to people. Because unless a leader gives hope to people, hope to his subjects, hope to his team members, they will get into a hopeless situation. So if you don't want to get into a hopeless situation, you need to find ways, you need to give hope to people. Give hope in these unusual times. If you give hope to people, they will keep themselves motivated. How many of you have wanted to read a book or look into a movie? For so many days you did not get time, and that's the reason you could not go forward. But as a leader, as an individual, this is the best time that you could do everything that you could not do because of shortness of time. This has given us the best time ever, I would say. Corona, we need to be thankful in a way, though we do not need Corona to remind us that these are the things that I wanted to do. Of course, these are the best times, I would say, so that we can look within, look beneath, and so many things that have been kept pending for so many years, I would say, we can start doing it right now within our home. Within the four walls of our home is what we need to be doing. Now, next step, I would say, the next quality, the next L that separates leaders from other people, or better leader from just leaders, for better leaders from bosses, I would say, is being a great orator. We all think that leaders have to be very good orators. Leaders have to be very good with speech so that they can convey their thoughts to the people. I would say that they may not be great orators. They have to convey their thoughts to the people, but they may not be very good orators. They may not be very good speakers. They may not be able to convey every single thought in the way that they wanted, but they should be very good listeners. A leader has to be a best listener. They should be able to lend an ear to every single person that is coming to them to talk. Even if it's your organization, it's a business, it's your team, it's your NGO, wherever you are, you need to give an ear to every people, your subordinates especially. When they're coming to you, you should be able to listen to them properly. Because unless and until you listen to them, unless and until you lend an ear to them, they will never. We just talked of the Alexander that you should be least fearful. So if you are least fearful, then only they will come to you. And when they come to you, you should be able to listen to them. That's again a way of getting love from people. That's again a way of showing that I love you. Now, when you are listening to people, you will know what are the problems the team is facing. And when you listen to them, you can surely do a brainstorming again with your team. If you are doing the brainstorming, you will keep on finding solutions to those problems. A leader may not have solutions to every problem, but it is the team which is motivated to find solution. So we need to just regroup ourselves with our team members so that we are lending an ear, we are discussing a problem, we are dissecting, analyzing a problem, and we are trying to find solution to them. If that happens, if we keep listening to people, if we lend an ear to people, then you are trying to find solutions to any problems, a future problem as well. Now, if you listen effectively, what is effective listening? Effectively listening means not just physically listening to them. It's emotionally listening to people as well. Physically, if you are just listening and you are doing some other work, then that's not something that you'll be connected with that person. If you need to be connected with people, then you need to do emotional listening. Emotional listening it's not just spoken words that you understand. As a leader, it's something that you need to be even reading their faces. You need to be reading their emotions. You need to be reading their speech very clearly. Some unspoken words is what you should be listening. If that happens, then you become a better leader. Because many things people are unable to come and speak to you. But you, as a leader, are helping them open up. When you help them open up, when you give an ear to them, they will open up. And many times they will only be coming and telling you the problem. They will have the solutions as well. You just need to give an ear to them. If you are doing that, then you are helping that person, that individual or your team to come out of crisis, to come out of problems. So the leaders, two qualities that we learned. One is you should be a learner. You should be updated. Second is you should be a great listener. You should be an emotional listener, I would say. The third quality, the very basic, I would say, is leap. What do you mean by leap? Good leaders are great listeners. They are great learners. But when the need arises, when there is a crisis, they will come to the front. Till that time, they are giving that team the opportunity to be leading from the front. But a good leader, whenever there is a crisis, they will come into the front and they will lead. Maharana Pratap, whenever he fought an army, he never used to be in the back side. He used to be in the front side. And the army got motivated that when our leader is in front, we are all safe. That, yes? Is there any issue?
No, sir, nothing. No issue.
Okay, fine. So whenever there is a crisis, whenever there is a problem, you should be the go-to person. People should think that if I go to this person, then I'm going to find a solution. He will listen to me and he will have a solution to it. He will listen to me, and if need be, he will come in the front and of course help us around. Now that separates bosses from leaders. Leaders will always come in the front wherever need arises. They are fearless. When it comes to fighting crisis, they are ruthless. When it comes to fighting crisis, they would do it whatsoever it needs. They will not give themselves a priority. It will be their subjects, their team members who are on priority. If that happens, then you are giving great confidence to your team members to work. Unless and until you are in the backside, unless and until from the back you are coming into the front, your team members will not be so motivated. So if you want to get into an advantageous situation, then you need always to be fighting from the front. So at times of crisis, a leader should be able to leap forward and look forward to solutions with his team members. Now here, is this leads us to the next quality and the foremost quality, and that is love. A leader should be lovable. A leader should be loving. Lovable as well as loving. It is not just physical love. It is not just love between a man and a woman. Here, when we talk of love, it is caring. It is sharing. Whatever you are ready to share, or you are ready to part with your belongings with your team members. They are again confident. They are again motivated. They are inspired. So love is care. It is concern. Whenever your team member is in a problem, you are helping them out. They have a problem with the family. Family, their mother is ill. You are ready to help them out. That will give a strong belongingness. When a belongingness comes, then they will attach to you. It is not just money that they are working for you. It is that attachment that you need to create. And that attachment will not happen from the other way around. It has to come from you to them. It always has to flow from the top to the bottom. So love has to flow from the top to the bottom. If it flows from top to the bottom, we are in the right direction. Water never flows from bottom to top. It has to flow from the top to the bottom. And if it flows from top to the bottom, people are there to receive it. When they receive the showering of your love, they will feel relaxed. When you are ready to leap forward, they will feel relaxed. That whenever there is a crisis, I have a person, I have a go-to person who is going to take all, he will become my shield. Who is going to take all the arrows. So I am protected. A feeling of protection will give your team members a lot of belongingness. Now, these are the 4 things I would say that fuels better leaders. And that is learn, listen, leap, and love. Now, these are the basic 4 categories. I would just, there are so many other qualities that would surely be there in leadership, but I would say that these are the 4 foremost things that I would put forward as part of leadership. And these are practically what I have always been following. I try to follow these things, and I try to keep connected. So when we say listen, it is also communication. When we say learn, it is getting ourselves updated. When it is leap, you should be able, capable. Not all leaders are capable and having all the skills. It is not about skills. You don't need to have all the skills with you. Your team members have the skills. You have members who have the skills that you don't have, but they should be motivated. So the purpose is the key, and a sense of belongingness are the key. These are something, the feelings that is something that you need to give. So if you just put this 4, I would put love as the prime factor. And this prime factor again leads us to the first factor that we talked of, being human, being a better human being. So if you are a better human being, then you are being a better leader. It's helping choose. See, situations are never in your control. Situations will happen. This corona, it was never in our control. It happened, but our reaction to these situations, to these crisis periods, they are in our control. When I say that situations are not in our control, there are so many things that are not in our control. Our birth was not in our control. We never chose who our parents are going to be. We never chose I am going to be male or a female. We never chose I am going to be black or white or brown. These are all situations. These are all something that has come from heavenly abode. These are all, we are blessed with all these things that whatever we have. But here we did not have choices. But wherever we get choices, there at least we need to make the right choices. And once we make a choice, we need to take responsibility for any consequences that those choices have resulting in. So when we start doing that, when we start reacting, or more than reacting, I would put it that when we start responding to situations which are not in your control, responding positively and helping our team members to respond positively, when all these things happen, then that keeps you growing as a leader, as a better leader, as a go-to person. Whenever need arises, people will be thinking of, yes, here is a person to whom I go, he will listen to me. Because he has updations of all the things, he will help me out with the crisis. He will help me out to make the right choices. When these things happen, you become a better leader. So I would just sum it up here that being better leader needs to be a better human being first. You need to be a great learner, a listener, You need to be leaping forward whenever required, leading from the front, becoming the engine, and of course, you need to shower love, care, and belongingness to your team members. This is all from my side. Now, if at all there are any questions, we can surely go ahead with the question and answers. Hello, Sajid.
Audible, sir.
If there are any questions, we can have it in the chat box, or we can have the questions. We can proceed with the question and answers now.
Okay, okay. So, could I switch on the mic?
Yes.
Okay. Participant can unmute your mic, no issue. You can just ask the questions within. Yeah.
You can also put it in the chat if required.
Sir, can you detail the leap once again? I cannot follow it properly.
The leap is whenever you are in a crisis, whenever there is a problem, he should not get affected with the crisis. A leader should not get affected with the crisis, but he should be ready to come forward and lead from the front. He should be able to take responsibilities. If his team members are feeling that here I am unable to do something, he should be able to take those leadership, those responsibilities, and work in those areas as well. So coming forward and ensuring that your team is protected is leap. It basically means that you lead from the front. You're not putting your team at problem. Now here, I would just put it in the terminology of Corona. If we go ahead, there is a patient coming into a hospital. Now, when a person comes into hospital, he's showing all the symptoms of having Corona. If a doctor sends a nursing staff first that go and check, they may not get motivated. The first instance, the first case comes, the doctor has to come into the front. He should show the way. He should be able to ensure that he is doing the checking that others are seeing. So now when he is leading it from the front, people will get confident that yes, we can also work like this. And when they start working, every time it may not be required that the doctor goes and checks every patient. The others are then ready. It is leaping forward, taking forward, because it's a risk. If the doctor sits on his chair and sends the nursing staff that you go and check, that will not give a confidence. Then the nursing staff may not come next day. So here, coming to the front and leading from the front is really very, very essential. That is leap.
Good morning, sir. This is
Okay,
Vishal.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Hello. Sir. Deepak, sir. This is Vishal Seth.
Hi, Vishalji. How are you?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Ekdam badhiya, ekdam first class. So nice
my
to be
question is
seeing you.
My question is that is the leader should be a good follower also, and what the things which he had to follow?
See, a leader has to be good follower. I would say that leader doesn't have all the skills. So all those places where he doesn't have skill, he also will need to be a follower. All those places where he doesn't have those skill, he needs to be have a follower, because from that to that somebody to whom he is following, he need to start learning and gaining those skills. I have always put that knowledge is not that important. More important is your attitude towards that knowledge, your learnings towards that knowledge. Are you really ready to accept things or learn more things? So a leader has to be a follower as well. He needs to be following his team as well. So here, the second step, listen. That also is something that you are following them. I would just correlate follow with listen to. And a leader is not leader all alone. He also has somebody to look forward to.
Yes.
And that somebody will also have somebody else too. Ultimately, it all leads to belief, faith, and that is God.
And I am very pleased to say that you are the leader. You are our leader in 2014.
Thank you.
Proud
Next
leader.
question, please. Thank you.
Hello.
Sir Anu.
Yeah, Anu, go ahead.
As rightly said by the Vishal says, sir, you are our leader at the 2014 when I am a long president.
I know, Anu.
all
So
the
nice.
points that you've mentioned is it's correct with you also. And the fourth point, na, love, that you have showered on us still makes us to call you back and
We'll
hearing
surely
you.
keep talking. We'll surely
Yeah.
keep talking. So nice of you. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Questions. We need to take more questions so that we can have
Hello.
more interaction.
So very,
Hello.
very good afternoon, Deepak sir. Myself, JC Sindhura from JC Vishaka Valley.
Yes, Shindla.
Sindhura, sir. Sindhura. Yes, sir.
Yes, Sindhura. Yes. Hi.
Sir, hi. Actually, this is, whole world is in crisis. With respect to JCI, leaders or presidents or team, everybody at this point, we cannot do beyond whatever we can. So we
Yes.
need to maintain balance and be stable. So what is
Right.
your suggestion to all presidents, or this is actually the situation is not out of not in our control. So we
Right.
don't know when situations will settle down. Maybe take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Nobody knows. So what is your suggestion to all presidents or teams or whole JCA India at least? I mean,
I would
like
just
how
say,
to balance yourself.
I got it. I got your message. I would say that JCI are always known as active citizens.
Yes, sir.
We always work during crisis to find solutions to the problems.
Yes.
Now
Sir.
here is a crisis which we have never seen before, and which I feel and I pray that we don't need to see again in the near future or in our lifetime again.
Yes. Sir.
But in these situations, what I can do, what we can do, is what we need to start doing, thinking. Webinars was one thing that we started doing, so that we started connecting and instilling qualities, be it business or be it as individuals, how we can be better as individuals, how we can be better into our businesses. So those webinars and business seminars have gone very well. Beyond that, what I can do during this crisis, or what as a JC member I can do during this crisis, we need to follow what our government is saying. First thing, we need to do the social distancing. We need to have the mask applied on ourselves whenever we are moving out, if at all need be. These are very basic things that any individual, any JC can do. Now, beyond that, what we can do is on your Facebook posts or wherever socially you are active, you start sending these awareness messages. Because when we start sending these awareness messages, government is trying to reach everybody through phone calls and everywhere, messages and everywhere. But wherever we can, we should start touching more and more people, so that this awareness, because this crisis is not going to be in a short term finished. It is going to be a very long fight for all of us together. So if we want to move forward, then we need to ensure that we are sending this message across. Second thing that
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. This is Senator Vijayanan, sir, from Zone 12, sir.
Yeah, Vijayanan. I'm just completing this answer to answer first, and then I will come back to you. So second thing that what we can do, we always say need blood, call JCI. I've been receiving messages these days. Blood banks are falling short of blood, and here is a time when we can come forward. I think most of the chapters across the country are having their list of members along with their blood group. If we can share it with the local blood bank, whenever a blood need arises, they can surely call our members, whichever blood group is required, and we can save lives. These are very basic things. Beyond that, there would be so many other things. Many chapters I have seen, they are serving the homeless people who are traveling, or the migrants, with food. Now, this is something we need to be doing, but this we need to do in association with, or with the local government officers, or SDM, or the sub-district magistrate, or the collectorate offices. In coordination with them, we need to work on such humanitarian work. If you want to work on those humanitarian works, that is also need of the hour. Beyond that, there are so many others. We can do the fundraisers, of course, to the PM Cares Fund, because that is also a need of the hour. So there are so many other things that we can surely keep doing and helping people around in this crisis, instead of just sitting in our home and passing on the time. I would say every day will pass on, but this day is not going to come back. So if we want to be really useful on humanitarian grounds, or any other work we can be helpful to the government, you need to be in touch with the local authorities. If you start getting in touch with the local authorities, they need helping hands. They need volunteers. So if we can be those volunteers, we are surely giving a great helping hand to our government. We are strengthening our government to fight this crisis. So these are basic things that we can do. Yes, Vijayanand, you had some question.
Vijayanand? I think he lost connection.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
Disconnected. He is.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Came.
Yes, Vijayanand.
Yeah, speak, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, this
Go
is
ahead.
Vijayanand. Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are listening. We are listening. Go ahead.
Lost it.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yes.
audible.
Sir. Sir, can you listen?
Yeah.
Yes, we are listening.
Sir. Regarding 4 L's of the fuel for the leadership, sir. The last one you have mentioned, sir. Really, it's
Love.
fantastic, sir, because being a cop, it is very useful to me, sir.
Right.
Really, the love, the which the leadership qualities is helping me in my duties, sir. Just
Right.
that I want to convey that, sir, which I learned from my leader when I was LAM president in 2014, sir.
Right. Let me tell to all the participants over here, Senator Vijayanand from Zone 12, he is giving services at the Maharashtra and Telangana border at present, because there have been lockdowns between the districts and between the states, and Vijayanand is serving over there so that people don't travel into each other's district and states. So the cops are doing great services. We are really very much proud of you, Vijayanand, and we are with you in this fight against Corona. Of course, there are doctors who are really working very hard. These are the people whom I say that our army is protecting us at the borders, but you people all are helping us within our country to be safe. Thank you very much, Senator.
Sir,
Vijay.
one question more, sir. One question more, if you take.
Yes, Vishal, go ahead.
Sir, suppose that we all are doing some profession, and at this lock time period, what the things, what the skills we should have to inculcate in our staff, that after lockdown open, they will become more efficient. What the things, what the qualities which we have to inculcate in them?
I would just put forward what I have been doing right now. This period, because we are into manufacturing of plastic bottles for agrochemicals and sanitizers, so we got the permission and we started the unit. Now, when we started here, at present, what has happened is many of our helpers, they left, and they left during the starting of the lockdown period. So we are left with very few people. What I could do, and my staff members are helping here at present, is we are even doing the work of loading and unloading the vehicles. Even I will be working with them. Now, when you start working with them, even my staff members, they are also doing the loading and unloading, and they are doing it without any pressures. They are doing it out of love for this organization, for my factory. Now, this is something we have never done before, but we are doing it. So at times of crisis, your leadership should just come up. So this is something that you will be needing to do. My timing of work has increased. At work, I'm at work. At present also, I'm in my factory. So working times for me have increased actually in these times. So this is something that you will need to do. If you want their efficiency to be increased, you will need to do it first. You will need to be more efficient. So आप उनको बोल के चले जाएंगे. If you tell them that do this and you leave, you will not find them efficient. You need to be with them. If you want them to be doing overtime, you need to be with them all the time. This is leap. This is that third letter leap. That you will need to be coming in the front. When you start doing that, they will get the inspiration automatically, and they will surely work for you. So leap and love, these two will inspire them to be more efficient. Any other leadership qualities, I would just say that these 4 qualities are such that they will help us to put all other leadership qualities into one of these 4 somewhere and other, and we'll get a solution.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, Sajid, do we have any other questions?
Not from the chat list.
Okay.
I think Ankush sir is here. Ankush sir.
Yeah, hi, Sajid.
A few words with us, sir, please.
Thank you for the opportunity. Firstly, I'm really glad to be a part of this webinar. the thing that came into our national president's mind and his vision has translated to each and every level of JCI India. More so because it's my own national president. I was also a 2014 LOM president under Deepak Sir's presidentship when he was the national president. And since then, I've been admiring his leadership skills. So whenever I see, luckily I got that webinar information yesterday in my Presidential Academy group. So I was just like, I have to be here by 11:30 and just attend this, because the leadership skills that he possesses, it's always new when we are hearing something from him, especially about this leadership. He spoke about Alexander. Two things Alexander had with all the leadership skills he had, and that was the vision and the belief. He had the vision that I can do anything and the belief in himself. And that is what JCI India members also have in this precarious situation of COVID-19, that the whole world is struggling to be, they are fighting against it. So, my dear active citizens, as rightly said by our pilots, we should always be moving forward in these tough times, and let's help the society and everyone around us to fight this COVID-19 in a very efficient way. Thank you so much, Sajid, the president of Thamraseri town, and also we have Jobin, the IPP, my national president, Deepak Sir, Dipesh, the zone president, and the zone president. I've been following zone 21, and I think it's the first zone that was the positive, first half positive in 2020. So the first half positive zone president, Anup, the zone officer, who is my good friend on Facebook, and whenever we meet, the inaugurator, Venugopal sir, who is also the past zone president, and all the other members, Vishal Sethi, who was my executive vice president when he was the EVP, and all other JCs and the leaders of JCI India. Thank you so much for hearing me patiently. Yes, I am this year the NOM coordinator for Impact 2030, so I'm not going to leave this opportunity in promoting my portfolio also. So as soon as this lockdown gets over, I would request all you leaders to do maximum projects in Impact 2030, because SDGs, in these tough times, we have got to know that the real essence of life is working sincerely on these sustainable development goals that United Nations and people across the world are working efficiently. Thank you so much for the opportunity, dear President.
Thank you, Ankush sir. And our past national president, Ramkumar Menon sir, he's here. Sir, Ramkumar sir.
Yeah.
Okay, few words with us, sir, please.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, good morning, Deepak sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, fine. It was my, I cannot able to see the entire training because I was little bit busy with my other activities. But I told Sajid I need to have 2 words with you because you are my national president. When I was the zone president, me, Anub, Robin, and Jomi, we were the 4 zone presidents during that year. And I can tell you one thing, because you are the perfect leader for us. Perfect guru for me, because you are the person whom I first seen in the national level as a big administrator. So you are my first guru in my PNP, in my national president making also. So it is my duty to make 2 words, share 2 words with you when you come to, not you are coming, but still you are in Kerala now, because in online also you are in Kerala now. And I can see Vishal, Sethi, Ankush, all the people there. So just to tell you thank you. I will be here throughout the session from now. So you can continue, sir. Just I want to share you 2 words. That's why. So congrats once again, JCI Tamarasheri, for the wonderful the webinar, the series, the online training series. So thank you very much. Over to you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Ramkumar sir. And now, any questions remaining? I think it's over now. Deepak sir.
Hello, sir. Hello. Only a message. The message is that it's a lockdown to knock down Corona by the learning. So everybody must learn. Just use these times, this lockdown period, and BJC definitely will become a very good citizen of India after learning a lot. Thank you, all of you.
I will just reframe what Vishal said. Let us not get knocked down by Corona. Let us knock down Corona and come out better leaders, better people, better humans.
Knock down Corona by lockdown. Okay, sir. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you all. Thank you. Time to stop, I think. Deepak sir, thank you. Thank you to you, our dynamic trainer, Deepak sir, for the wonderful session. And thanking to our PZP Venu sir, who inaugurated this ceremony. And thanks to National President Ramkumar Menon sir and Ankush sir and other JCI members from different zones of India and other non-JC members from Kerala. Thank you very much. And our next meeting today evening 8:30. It's in Malayalam regional language. That's why I'm not inviting everybody to that session. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much once again, Deepak sir.
Wish you all the best.
Thank
Wish
you.
you
Thank you,
all
sir.
the best. And of course, I would request you all to please stay away from getting out of your home unless and until you are compelled to do so. So stay safe, stay blessed. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Bye. Bye.
Thank you.